Okay, I picked up. So I pulled out the internal lock mechanism, and there was no O-ring in here. Why this fuel line is leaking. Four-wheel drive parts had this dang thing listed at $9.99, so $10. $27 at dang Napa for this kit. That's the part number. So I can't hold the phone. I need to get a tripod or a selfie stick or something to hold the phone and do this. But we're going to see if this is going to work. There's a piece of paper note in here. So this gives you a little tool. It comes together. So it comes with the new O-rings on each side of the seal ring and the new click lock clip that goes in. Now this is the push in, and then you extract this more white piece back out because that goes into the fuel line. It sets the O-rings, I believe is what this does. Then you pull this white thing out, and you've got a new click lock for the fuel line that pushes in over the stem. This feels pretty good. I would maybe grab my 1000 grit piece of little sandpaper, but if I felt any roughness, but it feels pretty good. So you shove this down in there. It seats the new click lock and the new two O-rings on each side of the seal ring, and hopefully this will work for my fuel line repair. So I'm getting closer to wanting to start this. I got that trailing coolant line butt connected, one of those nice brass end-to-end butt connectors. Last thing I got to do is see, I got to put coolant in it still. I got to get the crank sensor out of HEPO pulled in here. But look what I have right now. So here's Cherokee 3 as it's coming. Got the new headlights, the new front end on. I happen to have Cherokee 1 in here. This is my 93 green one, limited. I don't get to have him all three in here at the same time very often. And there's my Cherokee 2. So I noticed some differences too. Interestingly enough, I have the plug for low coolant on this one, but I don't have the actual sensor. It only does go to the VIC, Vehicle Information Center, under the dash. So who cares? It's not going to affect it running. It doesn't give you a check engine light if it's low, none of that. My 93 Limited, which has disc drum brakes, because it's got 2-cap master cylinder, it even has a sensor for low squirter fluid. And it has the sensor, the V8. Both the Cherokee 2 and 1 here are V8s. And it has the sensor for low coolant. Now I believe even that one only goes to the VIC. My VIC, when I got this Jeep, it had electrical problems. It wouldn't run. Plus tranny was bad. I rebuilt the tranny. And I used to go there. I got this Jeep in Arizona. And I used to go to the pull parts in Arizona. And luckily enough, I found a pocket in one at the pull save or pull apart, whatever, in Arizona, and I got the pocket out of it. So I just took the VIC out. The VIC makes no difference of how the vehicle runs. So I really liked having this pocket because you can just set your cell phone in there, put other stuff in there. Really like it, but those are really, really hard to find because most Jeeps will even have the basic piece of crap VIC like this one has. It only indicates four-wheel drive modes. It doesn't even have the doors that flop open and stuff for basic information like the advanced VIC. Now this is the only limited I have. Cherokee 1. Cherokee 2 over here is a Laredo, and it does not have the sensor either for low squirter fluid, but it does have the sensor for low washer fluid. But it's also rear disc brakes because it has a single cap master cylinder. And this one has the advanced VIC. I put the limited dash in this because I like the look of simulated wood grain. But see, this has the advanced VIC in it with all the digital information, and it does show low coolant. It'll give you, your hood if your hood's not sealed all the way popped, it'll show you that. It gives you a little symbol of the vehicle with all doors opening. I just got a dash mat for this one for Christmas, and I asked for a black one since I went ahead and put black carpet in this one after I redid this one. Same dome lights throughout and all these. I just like tucking Jeeps, my Grand Cherokees. I'm proud of them. I like them. You can get them cheap. You can fix them easy. They're really great vehicles in the winter and snow. I'm excited to get number 3 here turned over. I got another one out back behind my shop, and that's actually my son's wife's. We got that one for $700. That was what, two years ago. We got that one. I did a bunch of work to get it going, and it runs great. It has almost 300 on that one. So anyway, since I can't do this work and hold the phone too, I'm going to end this video and pick back up another one, and we'll see if this seals. And I'll have to hook back up my truck battery down there to the jumper cables to see if when I kick on the key and put the fuel pump solenoid back in, or relay back over here. So we'll kick back on the fuel pump and see if this baby will be sealed then and not be leaking. Alrighty. Okay, so I just keyed on and this is sealed, but I just saw a burst of friggin' gas come out through all this wire braiding. So the rubber line inside, or if that's what's in there, is shot. And I said to myself, all right, this damn thing doesn't work. At this point, I'm going to cut the line down underneath there. I might have to remove it. I've got a tubing cutter. I'll get underneath there, cut it, and I'm going to put rubber fuel line up to here, push it over the nipple, and put a clamp right on top of the nipple. And just, that's what I've seen other guys do. Just damn put, back to the good old days, the way we did things is just regular hose clamps. And fuel line. I just put the lower radiator hose on too. Regular hose clamps. Now that spring clamp crap, I hate those things. They're hard to wrestle with. Got everything else about done that I can put coolant. Got to get the crank sensor. I'm going to have to fix this because it just fizzled right out this braided line like crazy. So I'm taking this back out again. Put it over there. And going to have to cut out this old fuel line. It's no good. Interesting. I've never seen wire braiding line go bad like that. She was driving this thing. It must have been the fire that damaged the rubber inside. This Jeep was sitting in front of a laundromat when she was running her clothes, going in to get her clothes and coming back out. Between the Jeep and sitting inside is when she went back inside, she saw a burst of flame come out from underneath the hood because that wire had caught fire, caught all that pine needles and everything up under the valance on fire, and it started really going. She did call 911. They got the fire department, who apparently was only about a mile or two away from down the street. So she didn't think it burned that long to really do that much damage, but you saw, the opening video of how bad it was burned. So, that stuff spreads real fast. Keep a fire extinguisher in your car if you're ever a modified type vehicle that you've done custom stuff to, that you might have any kind of potential risk of having a fire, because if you can get on it instantly, maybe you can save it. A lot of people, I guess, don't know how to remove these. You're down there underneath the car too with the fuel filter all the way to the fuel tank. You have these as training coolant lines, oil cooler lines sometimes, these quick clips. You got to have this tool set. It's a handy one too. It has all sizes. Here's the green one. But this tool set, these snap around a line, and then you slide it in to push out on the ears that lock those lines in. That multiple kit size is really nice to have. So you have to split it, get it around it, you can make sure you're on inside on both, and then push it in real good. It spreads those ears. While you're pushing this in, put in your fuel line, and then you can pull it back and get it off. Then you can take this off, because it's that lock clips inside that lock this onto that ridge you have around your fuel lines and coolant lines and stuff like that. Now I'm going to push on probably 3/4 fuel line, and then I'm going to clamp right on top of this, so this pushes into the the fuel line real good and seals, and just cut this out down about there. And I've got a flaring tool as well. I could flare the steel out a little bit if I wanted to, but if you clamp it good enough, it should clamp. But get some good pressure on the clamp. It should seal. Oh, forgot to pause my music before doing a video. So I got a rubber line put on there, and the only thing I had sitting on my shelf in stock was about this 8-inch piece, a 3/8 fuel line. So I pushed it on about 1/4 of an inch, put a clamp right over that lip. So I'm going to come just under where the braid is seamed to the hard line. I'm going to pull this out a little bit. See, this is why I keep my air box unbolted, because you never know when you want to get back under it. So you can just lift it the hell out and set it over here, you know. So if you've never used a tubing cutter, this is basically, I think this was kind of a cheap one too. You rotate rolling that roll cutter around it, the tubing, and you dial the black knob a little bit against the steel as you roll it around there. Oh my god, here's a disco song. I have all kinds, from Metallica to freaking 70s disco, let me tell you. I'm pretty diverse. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna slide it over here, run it up. You gotta have room enough to swing this around, or at least push this, slowly tighten down the ball, and it will eventually cut through it.